Well, hello and welcome to my journal. I'm Christopher. I'm hanging out here in my backyard today, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about this week's journal, which is in regards to feedback. So, feedback can be good or bad, and it's very important as a professional to be able to understand that. Going way back to our upbringing, by the time we arrived at our cognitive or figured out the cognitive development, I think we were receiving and providing feedback from our family, from our parents, from our friends, schools, teachers, and whatever have not. And we develop this behavior and personality as we get older and as we become professionals. By the time we are professionals, we have developed the personality and behavior, the attitude to be able to give feedback, and good or bad feedback, and also receive feedback. Effective feedback, especially at the professional level, can develop a team. It can develop an individual. However, the opposite goes that if you provide negative feedback or bad feedback, that it can also destroy someone or destroy a team, take them apart. So there are ways to give positive feedback, and there are some techniques to be able to learn to provide those positive feedbacks or give it in such a way that you motivate someone, you motivate the individual or whomever you're giving a feedback to. There are also ways to receive feedback as a professional. Obviously, lashing back at someone providing you feedback is wrong, because if you're a professional, you should be able to receive feedback and be able to process the information and know that it can only make you better. So the benefits of receiving and giving feedback can improve performance. It can make someone loyal. It can improve the organization. It can also help someone promote or move up because you're providing positive criticisms or forceful backup. It also develops loyalty. And of course, lastly, it keeps the talent in the organization. What I mean by that, if you know how to give feedback and you know how to provide positive or negative feedback, that you can develop someone and they will be loyal to you and you'll keep them in your organization. So those are the ways that feedback is beneficial in a professional environment. So what are my guidelines for providing and receiving feedback? Well, I have one really, and everything kind of leans toward it. It's called treating everyone with dignity and respect. If you can walk that line at all times, then feedback, receiving it and giving it shouldn't be a problem. Often people cross that line, and because they're angry or they have anger, they have hatred, and their intentions are something else. But if you want to develop an organization, you want to be able to respect everyone and treat everybody with dignity and respect. So how do you provide, what are the ways to provide feedback? Well, in the United States Navy, we've developed a system called evaluation and fitness reports, in which it's a lot more professional, and it's given periodically. Also, every 6 months or in the middle of it, midterm, a check or a midterm counseling is provided. How do you provide positive feedback? Well, first of all, as the one to provide the feedback, you need to be prepared. You need to know the individual that you're providing a feedback to. You need to write down the things that you need to say and possibly memorize them or just know them by heart, so that by the time you start talking, then you're not distracted and you can just say what you need to say. Speaking of that, be clear, be direct. I would say delete the unnecessary fluffy or flowery words and just be direct. One rule to follow when you're providing feedback to your personnel is to, you know the saying, award in public and criticize in private. Never criticize someone out in public when you're giving them a feedback, because what happens is that it destroys them, it destroys your team, and it destroys your organization. So keep it private when you're providing feedback, especially the negative ones. So what about if you're receiving feedback? How should you act as a professional? Well, first of all, the word professional, this is someone that already knows what they're doing. So if you approach a professional and give them feedback, more than likely they know what to do with that. But for those of us that are still learning, I would say keep it respectful. If someone gives you feedback that you don't like, just take it, analyze it, and maybe there is something about it that is going to make you better down the road. So just take it, be neutral, point taken, thank them, be very thankful, be very respectful, and then move on. This is the same thing I expect of people when I provide criticism or trying to motivate them, because sometimes that can come out as negative. So just be respectful when you're receiving feedback. So, you know, everyone knows that I've been in the military for some time. We handle feedback a little bit different, but kind of the same. I'm what they call someone that's developed thick skin. So if someone's giving me negative feedback, nothing to it, pretty neutral. And I expect somebody to receive feedback from me the same way. However, as a professional, I again go back to the way I do it, is that treat everyone with dignity and respect. If you can walk that line, you can provide feedback and receive feedback. That is all for this week. Thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in more videos and more creativeness, please visit my channel at Stylish Grease Monkey in YouTube. I will see you there. Thank you very much.